This is sad to see. If you guys were born in the early 2000s or just happen to be fans of No Limit, you probably know Mystikal. Danger! Get on the floor. Mystikal walked in through the door. I added in the last couple bars. But it's definitely sounding like it's danger if Mystikal comes in the room at this point.
Put it together, deliver, make them feel it. Look, a bit hole, yeah! You pull me out the pills, y'all. I'm cold as a lion with no hair. If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear! Cause that bitch gon' need it.
Mystikal was charged with the R word, the infamous R word, which he pled guilty to and was sentenced to 20 years.
Mystikal has been indicted by an Ascension Parish grand jury. The 51-year-old, whose real name is Michael Tyler, was arrested in July for an alleged sex. His attorney confirming today that Tyler has been formally charged with first-degree robbery, false imprisonment, and domestic battery.
We almost didn't make a video on this because it's just sad to see. It's super sad to see. It was being widely covered. But we changed our mind after more information was released on what actually occurred because it's just so dark. And his son had some words for Mystikal. And if there's any fathers out there or anyone at all that has a heart and sees the damage that sometimes your crime might do to not only the victim, but your family, your children, a video like this sometimes could help prevent anything in the future. So I always love to share and help in any way that I can. But it broke my heart to just pay attention to all this. Mystikal did plead guilty, like we just said, to the infamous R word. He received 20 years in prison. That was for the criminal case, but the woman is still suing him in a civil case. And it looks like that case is still going on. TMZ today released more information about what's actually going on in that case and what she said Mystikal did to her that day. Because I was a bit confused on what actually occurred in detail. Sub to the channel, guys, comment down below. Do not forget we're on that road to 22,000 subscribers. It's crazy to see on some celebrities that were huge stars in our early childhood on just how they fall from grace. Like, remember that dude from Ned's Declassified that was like a homeless throughout Los Angeles and was just bugging out, and then the dude from the show tried to help him out, get him a hotel room and all that, and he trashes the hotel room. It's just some people in this world that are just so far gone that it is out of our control. As bad as you want to help them, the only people that could really help them is themselves and the Lord.
Okay,
and open it. There we go. All right, we're in here, man. Can you work with it? Yeah? Then work with it. That way you know you got a place, man, in case it gets wet out here, okay? You got a bathroom in here if you need as well. And this was the only one that was local and open, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. So you got the key, right? Are you gonna remember to keep the key?
Yes.
Okay.
God bless you, Jesus.
All right, man. Do you want TV on or you're fine?
I'm okay for right now. I'm gonna check out the room.
Yeah. Check everything out. Make sure it's all good for you. And brother, I'm gonna come back and holler at you, man, and we'll talk more about trying to get that situation squared away so we can do the rehab or whatever we need to. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Give me a hug, man. Love you, brother. Love you, man.
Too.
So happy to see you, dude.
Thank you. I'm so happy to see you as well.
You're the man, brother, and I believe in you, and we're gonna win, bro. All we gotta do is stay with it and keep working, dude. Thanks, everyone. I hope you're somewhere nice and warm with your families. Unfortunately, Tyler Chase is not, and this is the case for millions of other Americans. All right, the hotel situation. We got Tyler shelter. Hooray! Everyone's happy. Tyler's happy. Not the case, guys. We got him into the hotel. And just that night, I receive a call from management. They're upset. The door is left open. Why is there a microwave in the tub? The refrigerator's turned over. I just feel so devastated. I'm at a loss. And his family told me that they had tried the hotel thing before and it didn't work. And of course, Dan, why did you assume that you were going to be able to, just fix this situation? I don't even think we should be at this point, guys. 3 nights ago, when we tried to get him to the hospital, the authorities should have. I don't understand how a system could be in place, right? We have all these social systems where help should be provided for these people facing mental health issues, drug abuse issues, right? Taxpayers vote on this stuff all the time. 5150 exists. A third party should be able to get someone into treatment, get them a psychological evaluation to figure out what is going on and allow them to detox. I'm just crushed that these systems are not working effectively. They're not quality systems. LA, we got to do better. Well, Riverside County at this point. And California, there's the CARE Act. Let's make sure that it is functioning. There's no reason that his family should not be able to get him help. I'm really feeling devastated here. I do want to send a thank you to people that have been supporting, the people on the ground. Blaze Pizza has given Tyler free pizzas until the 31st. Now I gotta say, guys, do not just take the plug and abandon my boy. The 31st, all right, that's coming up soon, right? He'll be out of food soon. Please stay with him. Provide him a safe haven there at that facility. He loves your pizza. Guys, I think that it is time to put in a call for 5150, but I also need insight from you all. Do you think that's fair to have a third party call and get someone entry into a facility when you know they need the treatment and they're gravely mentally disabled? We have to do something before it's too late for Tyler. We have to do something. Happy holidays, everyone. I hope you're somewhere nice and warm with your families. Unfortunately, Tyler Chase is not. And this is the case for millions of other Americans. All right, the hotel situation.
Because seeing that whole thing from Ned's Declassified, and it continues going on. Like the Mighty Ducks, when I was a kid, that was another one. Like, it's just super sad to see where some of these guys fall. But shout out to TMZ. They did drop this article today. Mystikal alleged force R-word victim to pray before assault. Spit through rubbing alcohol on her. Mystikal is still being sued by the woman he pled guilty to R-wording, which led to his recent 20-year prison sentence, and says he spat on her and forced her to pray before forcing himself on her. According to the suit obtained by TMZ, the woman says in July 2022, she visited his home in Louisiana. That is until she claims that the rapper's attitude changed drastically when he came out the bathroom. The woman says he accused her of stealing money, which she denied. She claims Mystikal struck her in the face with a closed fist and chokes her until she almost lost consciousness. She said she suffered bruises, scrapes, lacerations, missing hair, and a broken fingernail. She said he continued to accuse her of stealing money before forcing her to strip down. Per the lawsuit, the woman says Mystikal spat in her face and threw rubbing alcohol on her. She claims he grabbed a pair of scissors and began to swing them violently and threatened her. She claims he then said they needed to pray. Crazy. This is getting insane. Very dark. Because you know you about to do some wild shit that you even make the victim pray for what you about to do. Like, come on, brother. How sick can you be? Had her kneel by his bedside and he knelt beside her. She says they then prayed for a few minutes. The woman said he then proceeded to place his head on her chest, told her he was sorry, but she claims he then placed her hand on her back and bent her over the bedside. Sick. She said she was too scared to tell him no. She claims he then R-worded her in both areas. She claimed he told her he did not use protection. The woman said Mystikal then forced her to look around his house for the alleged stolen money before forcing her to send him $150 via an app. She said she suffered emotional distress and she was forced to take time off of work. Along with physical injuries, it appears the civil case remains ongoing. In his criminal case, Mystikal pled guilty to third-degree R-word and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. This was extremely dark, because I can't get over the part that you had the person pray with you for what you're about to do, then even proceeded to say sorry for what you're about to do and still do it. Nah, if this is true, bro, it makes me sick to my stomach. And this is where the story takes even a sadder turn. It went from disgust to even sadder, because Mystikal's son goes on TMZ to also speak about this situation that happened in 2022. And I couldn't even get myself to hearing it all because it just got me super, I don't know, feeling super weird. Like, I couldn't even finish listening to this. It was just bringing tears to my eyes. Like, bro, this is crazy. This is this dude's father. We know him as, oh my God, Mystikal, TMZ, a rap legend depending from where you're from. Again, if you know No Limit, if you know his solo career, if you're a fan of early 2000s club music, I don't know what to say on how you could be a fan of Mystikal or P.D. Pablo. I didn't want to bring up P.D. Pablo, I'm sorry. You shouldn't even bring up both of their names anymore in the same sentence. They were just two dudes that were rapping around the same time with similar style of screaming at the microphone. But these are artists, rappers to us, entertainers, and when they do nut things and they go to court, it's like the movie continues and we're just home watching like, oh my God, what happens next? What we forget a lot of times is they're regular people, regular lives, their parents, and seeing the hurt in his son's eyes and his voice is crazy.
This week, your father, Mystikal, was sentenced to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to a woman. What are your thoughts on the sentencing?
You know, I feel bad for the victim as well as my father. You know, nobody wins from these situations. You know, it's hard for both parties, if we're being honest.
Do you think the 20-year sentencing is fair?
You know, I that would be all in the court's hands. You know, I don't think I would really have a place to put too much judgment on them. You know, so, you know, life will be what it'll be. Yes, ma'am.
At one point during the trial, the victim told the court your father choked her, pulled her braids out, punched her, and forcibly her. And then after the victim's testimony, Mystikal told the court, if I did that to you, I deserve the max sentence. Were you in court when this exchange occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you feel when this was going down?
The best
This week, your father...
thing I can say is just, it was pretty emotional, you know, to see both sides and to see it all unfolding. That's probably really the best way that I could put it. It was just extremely emotional.
So the victim, her identity has remained anonymous for her protection.
Right.
Are you familiar with who this woman is without revealing her identity?
Yes, ma'am.
How has it affected your family's life as well?
It's a lot to deal with, you know, a lot to compartmentalize in my mind. You know, it creates a huge array of different emotions and things to have to deal with, you know, from the situation. A lot of decisions that he made, you know, I don't agree with. You know, I'm trying to be my own artist. You know what I'm saying? So I have to keep pushing so that I can continue to elevate myself. You know, it did slow me down with music for a little bit. You know, it definitely made me stop for a while trying to get myself. The thing I can say is just together, you know, but now as time's going forward, I can continue to push myself to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Do you plan on visiting your dad in jail, or do you plan on still maintaining any kind of relationship with him?
I do plan on going and have a conversation with him at some point later in life. You know, I couldn't say when it would be, but I do definitely plan on going and have a conversation with him.
If you could say anything to your dad right now, what would you say?
I hope you get the help you need. I really hope you do.
I hope people can take a little bit from this and just totally understand sometimes you're not just hurting yourself, you're not just hurting the victim, but you also gotta think about all the pain that you're putting both of the families involved in, because her family will never be the same after whatever happens, and your family will never be the same after whatever happens. Please keep that in mind. A lot of these times, people might think in the moment, but let me tell you this, the moment is never worth it because you have many more years to live. Sometimes people's brains isn't firing at all cylinders, and it's sad to see that a situation like this has to come for any closure to even come to this person. And it looks like she's not even done. She's still chasing him in a civil case. Does Mystikal have any money to the point that he's making somebody look for $150 and making her send him a Cash App, I'm assuming? I'm not even trying to be racist on the he doesn't have Venmo, he got Cash App. I don't know. But it's just weird to me that if a dude has so much money and all this, he's gonna put himself in a situation like that. Not only that, to then make her send you money as well, 150 after a situation like that is, you gotta be cold, like, it's disgusting. Sub up to the channel, guys, comment down below, please share your thoughts. What shall come from this? Does Mystikal have any money? If he doesn't, what does she win in this civil case? If he doesn't even have enough that he's making her send 150, what does she win at the end of this civil case? Let me know your thoughts down below. Sub up, sub up, sub up. We're on that road to 22,000 subscribers.